What is up, everybody? Reviewman right here, and today I am reviewing one of Disney's greatest classics for Nostalgia November Video 2. It's The Lion King. And The Lion King stars Matthew Broderick as the old Simba, as a adult Simba, Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement and other movies as young Simba, Jeremy Irons as the evil Uncle Scar, James Earl Jones as Mufasa, Whoopi Goldberg as one of the hyenas, and a bunch of and I think Rowan Atkinson as Zazu, Mufasa's assistant, and later on, and Nathan Lane as Timon, Pumbaa's best friend. Timon and Pumbaa are Meerkat and Warthog. But anyway, let's get to the story. We open with Simba being born, and the movie starts out with the song "The Circle of Life." It's a circle of life. I'm sorry, I'm just excited to do this movie. And yeah, and while that's happening, we got Simba and Mufasa and everybody else getting all the attention, and that family. And Scar, Mufasa's brother, he feels like he's being neglected, and he has resentment. He just hates Mufasa for having all this attention. And so he comes up with the plan to say, you know what, we're going to kill Simba and Mufasa, and I'll be king, and everything will be better. And so Nala and Simba go into this elephant graveyard, and there they see the three hyenas. What are their names? One is played by Whoopi Goldberg, and the other two. And so they track down. They got Simba and Nala cornered in the elephant graveyard, and so then they start going back, and Simba says, "Get back!" and he starts roaring. He's like, "Rawr, rawr, rawr." And then on that last roar, Mufasa jumps in and saves Simba and Nala, and fights off the hyenas. And then the hyenas run away. Nala and Simba are they're lion cubs that grow up to be adult lions, and then they end up getting married at the end of the movie. But I'm not. Hold on. I'm jumping ahead of myself. And so Zazu, which I told you is Mufasa's assistant, Mufasa tells Zazu to take Nala home, and he's gonna have a talk with Simba about what he just done. So Mufasa forgives Simba for what he's done in betraying him, and he said, "I'm not always gonna be around to protect you." Spoilers. Foreshadow. What the hell was that? Anyway, so back at Scar's lair, Scar tells him, "You couldn't even kill two innocent cubs. That's pretty bad. Your own uncle wants you dead. That's bad. That's bad. That's some Jerry stuff. Jerry. Believe me." Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And so he comes up with this song, one of my favorite songs in the entire movie, called "Be Prepared." It's just basically a plot to kill Mufasa and Simba. I'm sorry, but the reason it's one of my favorite scenes in this entire movie is because there's a scene where the hyenas, that's Scar's followers, they're doing this Nazi thing, like they're doing this Nazi stuff. I don't know what the heck that was. Anyway, they're doing this Nazi stuff, and that's Nazi symbolism in a Disney movie. Yeah. So anyway, the next thing we see is Scar and Simba in this gorge type thing, and Scar tells Simba just to wait here. I'm gonna go get Mufasa. Just wait here. And while he's walking away, he there's like hyenas on this platform over here, and like all these wildebeest. And so, sorry, there's something out the window. And so what Scar does is he tells the hyenas to go ahead and round up the wildebeest, and then that acknowledges, and then that says kill him, just kill Simba. Again, that's pretty bad when your only uncle wants you dead. But anyway, there's all these wildebeest going toward Simba, and then Zazu sees him, and somehow, no, wait, that's Scar. Scar runs back and tells Simba, Mufasa, that there's wildebeest in the gorge and Simba's out there. And so Zazu and Mufasa, they run out toward the gorge, and Zazu's flying overhead, and he tells Mufasa that Simba's over here. And so he goes down there, and Simba's trying to hold on for dear life by all these running wildebeest. And so Mufasa's down here, and he's trying to get back up in the gorge after Simba's already been rescued by Mufasa. And he's saying, Scar, brother, help me. And then Scar looks at him and says, I am the king. And then he just pushes his brother off the edge, and then he goes flying down into the gorge. And while this is going on, you see Simba over here. He's looking, and he's like, Dad! And so he's like, Dad. And after all the wildebeest come through, he says, Dad, you gotta wake up. Dad, you gotta wake up. Come on, Dad, wake up. We gotta go home. And Mufasa's dead. By his own brother. Yes, by his own brother. It's crazy. And so, Scar comes up to Simba, lying beside Mufasa's dead body, and he's like, it's your fault, you know. It's your fault. And so, Simba, stricken with guilt, he runs away, and that's leading Scar to take over the Pride Lands. That's why they live at this Pride Land. And their home is called Pride Rock. So he runs away, and then the next thing we see is some vultures circling, and some vultures are circling Simba. And then here come Timon and Pumbaa. They tell him Hakuna Matata, and which means no worries. And so while they're saying Hakuna Matata, another one of my favorite songs in this movie, while they're singing that song, you can see Simba transitioning from a lion cub into an adult. And so, at the end of the song, what was it? He's like, they're all looking up at the stars, and Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba are all looking up at the stars, and they're saying, and Simba says to him, you know, there's a bunch of great kings up there. My father told me that. Or he's thinking about what his father told him. And so he says, yeah, well, how can they all fit up there? They're all up on those little dots. And, yeah. And so, what was it? And then there's the next scene in the movie that Simba, that Timon and Pumbaa, they disappear on, Pumbaa and Simba, they disappear on Timon, and then the next thing you see is Nala comes up as an adult saying that Simba's needed back at Pride Rock. And so Simba finds Nala as an adult, and they fall in love with each other, and this is the first thing that you see animals making love, having sex right there. And Timon and Pumbaa are over here watching this and singing a song. And so they fall in love. Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, and Nala all go back to Pride Rock, and Rafiki, this magical wisdom type guy, he gets this idea that Simba's alive. And then the next thing you see is Simba, Timon, Nala, Pumbaa, all going back to Pride Rock, and they're they're like, oh man, we gotta take this guy down. We gotta take your uncle down. And so, yeah. And then they see Scar. Then they see Scar from a distance saying, calling Simba's mom. And so what she does is she's like, there's no food, there's no water, we need food and water. And then what happens is Scar knocks Sarabi, that's Simba's mom, knocks her to the ground. And then the next thing we see is Simba walk up saying, don't you touch her. And so they have a little confrontation. And somehow, then it's all getting clouded up, and Pride Rock and the Greenland have became a wasteland. And so that sets the final battle for the movie. And so they're fighting. Everybody's fighting. Rafiki, Timon, Pumbaa, Nala, Simba, Zazu, which was locked up in a cage, by the way, but he got out. And then Timon and Pumbaa get surrounded by these hyenas, and they say, "Luau! If you're hungry for a hunger back juicy meat, eat my buddy Pumbaa here, because he is the street. Coming down line. All I gotta do is get in line. Oh, yaking, yep. For some bacon, yep. He's a big pig, yep. You can be a big pig too. Oi!" And then they all start fighting, and everybody starts fighting. And then there's the final scene where Scar meets Simba face to face. And so they start fighting. And then, by the way, while this is going on, the Pride Rock and everything else is like in a blaze because lightning struck, and the land was so dry, and it was all in a blaze. Sorry, I'm just excited about this movie. And so, yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting, exchanging claws, scratching, grabbing. Scar is throwing stuff in Simba's face. Simba's trying to fight back and all this other stuff. Yeah. And then he tells them that, Simba, you know it was the hyenas. They were the enemy the whole time. And so Simba gives them, what Simba does is he throws Scar off Pride Rock, and he says, and then Scar's surrounded by all the hyenas, and Scar's like, my friends. And then the hyena played by Whoopi Goldberg says, friends? I thought he said we were the enemy. And then Ed starts laughing because that was the name of one of the hyenas. He starts laughing, ha, ha, ha. And then Scar gets attacked by all the hyenas that were supposedly his friends. Yeah, and then so the movie ends with the Pride Rock and everything else going back to normal. Scar's defeated and all this other stuff. And at the end of the movie, Simba's son is born, leading into Lion King 2. Yeah. So yeah, that was Lion King. It was one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Still holds up pretty good today. You got Nazi symbolism, you got all this other stuff in there. So yeah, that was my review of The Lion King. I hope you like The Lion King as much as I do. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, all that good YouTube stuff. And I'll see y'all guys in the next Nostalgia November video. Peace.